Okay, how you doing, everybody? This is Mr. Keen. I'm sorry that I couldn't be there today. I have to be at a meeting in Augusta. So we're going to do this session, which is all about iPad expectations and iPad essentials through various videos, and then actually having time to play with things on your own. The first thing we're going to talk about today is your iPad and technology expectations for the year. So we have a new device and a new image on that device. It's iOS 9.3. You should know that there's more restrictions on the new image than has been in the past. And there's more ways that teachers can control what goes on that iPad, and you need to be prepared for that. Um, we're not trying to keep it so that you can't ever use your iPad for some sort of recreational purpose, but we are trying to make it so that while at school, it's really used for an educational and learning tool. So that's why some of the things on it are the way they are. Fairly soon, the teachers are going to be taught how to use the Classroom app, which will allow them to lock your iPads down to one app during the classroom, but it also will allow them to see your iPads to make sure you're keeping track that you're on task. And it'll also allow them to project any iPad quickly to the front of the room so that you can share all of your information. More on that later as the teachers get trained. So what we wanted to do this year is also kind of give you an idea of what's going to happen if you don't do a good job with your iPad. And we've broken down technology violations into level one violations and level two violations. A level one violation has to do with responsibility with your iPad. 90% of the time, this is not intentional, it's careless. It is also harmless because if you actually harmed your computer or harmed somebody else because of your carelessness, it would become a level two. But the teacher usually handles this in the classroom, and it's usually not an issue of huge significance. However, if a similar kind of behavior continues to happen and goes unchecked, then it could be a level two issue if you have a chronic level one issue. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Examples of level ones are if you leave it at home, not charged, eating around it, carrying without a case, and distraction, meaning that you can't keep your hands off your iPad or you're on the wrong spot or you're just distracted by it in some way. Now, we talked about level two. Level two is more intentional misuse of some sort. You've done something and you know you've done something wrong and you haven't accidentally done it. So, being on an inappropriate website or downloading an inappropriate app, cyberbullying, cutting the lockdown. There is a way that you can go around the teacher's lockdown, and if you do that, that is definitely an intentional misuse. Not following the teacher's wishes and not doing what you're supposed to when you're supposed to. And finally, reckless care. All of those would be level twos, and all of them are intentional, and they could be severe or not so severe. But the important thing is that you're going to be sent to the office for those. Level one consequences are logged into PowerSchool by the teacher, and the teacher may decide to have a teacher conference or teacher detention or call your parents, or they might not. They might just log in and say it's a level one violation. When they determine that it's a chronic level one violation and send it to me, it becomes a level two. Level two always results in an office detention. May result in an office detention, or an in-school suspension, or a regular suspension, or you just maybe lose your device or some sort of part of the device. You might lose the app store or something like that. This all will depend on the history and severity of what you did. Hopefully, it's not that severe. And almost always, it will result in some sort of lockdown on your device, meaning that your app store will go away. You may have the internet taken away. Your Safari might be taken away. And the reason for that is because you need to understand the natural consequences of not using the technology appropriately. Anything that is taken away and keeps you from doing an assignment, please understand you're still responsible for doing that assignment. You just might have to do it in the old fashioned traditional way, paper and pencil, or have to go to the library. Okay, that's it for the consequences and the level one, level two. I hope this was informative, and I hope if you do get a violation and they let you know it's level one or level two, you know what we're talking about. Thank you.